Hello and welcome back to the Timlin22 YouTube channel, where today we have part 2 of our Upper Deck Artifacts Hockey Hobby opening, where we do a little bit of a season review of the 2025-26 NHL season and a little bit of a preview to the 2026-27 NHL season with each player that we pull. Just a quick reminder before we begin that if we do pull somebody who we've already covered as a numbered parallel or as a relic, I am not going to be going over them again. There's no real need to. So if you see just to skip a player, it's because we've pulled them already in the series. Anyway, let's get right into pack number 1. And just as a reminder, we're really looking for the autos or the relics autos because they are the rarer cards. Just the base relics are a little bit not what we're looking for. And in here we've got a cardboard, so I believe that is not going to be a big hit. Usually the blockers are not hits. So our first card of pack number 1 is Mikhail Sergachev with the Utah Hockey Club. Of course, now they are officially the Mammoth.
Sergachev has been Utah's assistant captain the past 2 seasons as he plays defense in year 4 of an 8-year, $68 million contract after being traded from Tampa Bay in 2024. Not the most offensive player goals-wise in his career, Sergachev has mostly produced through solid defense and playmaking. Last season, he was able to score 10 goals with 49 assists in 78 games, showcasing his ability to generate chances for his teammates. Next season should be more of the same for the now 28-year-old, around 12 goals and 43 assists in 75 games.
Our next player is Philip Roenick with the Vancouver Canucks.
Roenick is kind of like a mini Sergachev in a way, 28 years old, plays defense, and is an assistant captain on an 8-year deal. Arguably one of the more underrated players in the NHL, Roenick quietly puts up an average of 5 goals and 30 to 40 assists each season in a solid first defense pairing role. He finished with 8 goals and 41 assists last year for a career-high 49 points, trying to anchor an otherwise awful Canucks team that finished last in the league by a significant margin. I think Roenick will continue to shine in his role with the team next season too, with 5 goals and 40 assists as he looks to help Vancouver climb up the standings.
The third card in the pack is Seth Jarvis with the Carolina Hurricanes, and I believe that's numbered because as you can see there's a gold pattern. I will check the back real quick, or maybe that's bronze. It's kind of hard to tell between in real life and on camera. Let me just check. There is also the little extra designer on the nameplate, which if you remember with the Saros, I'm thinking of Rene because he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. And is another Nashville Predators goalie. Let's flip this over. And indeed, it's numbered 71 of 75. And the copper, my apologies. Pretty good card right there.
Jarvis is an exciting young star for the Hurricanes. Coming off a Stanley Cup win in 2025-26, Jarvis has been a large contributor to the team's success over the past few seasons, and will look to continue that form for many years to come as he is just 24 years of age going into his 6th season in the league. Following 3 back-to-back campaigns of 67, 67, and 66 points with 33, 32, and 32 goals respectively, Jarvis will be looking for at least more of the same in 2026-27, if not a breakthrough. I predict some improvement next season, 40 goals and 40 assists for a career year.
Okay, then we have our blocker, and our final card of the pack is Sean Monahan, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Monahan has had a very confounding career in the NHL. After being drafted 6th overall to Calgary, he looked like he would develop into a star. But following some shortened seasons and some moves to Montreal and Winnipeg, Monahan's career has kind of tapered off for someone who had lofty expectations. 57 points in 54 games seemed to be a resurgence in his first year in Columbus, but last season's 36 points in 78 games leave a lot of questions for the 31-year-old center. I predict a small bounce back with 20 goals and 25 assists, but I also expect him to move to a new team at the trade deadline.
Okay, so pretty good pack number 1 there. Let's get into pack number 2. Looks like another blocker there. So we're managing to avoid the hits so far, which is good, because got to build some suspense for the series, you know? Want to make sure that everyone's still tuning in by the time we get to opening number 4. Anyway, our first card in pack number 2 is Martin Neckish with the Colorado Avalanche.
Necas finally had a true breakthrough year in 2025-26. After showing hints of promise with Carolina, a full season with Colorado allowed him to hit the 100-point mark for the first time in his career. His hard work was rewarded too, signing an 8-year, $92 million contract in October of 2025. Ultimately, though, it will be up to the 27-year-old center and right-winger to prove last season wasn't just a flash in the pan. Personally, I think Necas is due for a bit of regression, but will still post strong numbers with 30 goals and 55 assists.
Our next card is Predators. Ooh, autograph. Michael Bunting with the Nashville Predators. And as we said, autos are quite rare in artifacts in comparison to the relics, so I'm definitely happy with that hit.
Bunting, who finished the season with the Dallas Stars, has moved a lot since his Toronto days, but has maintained a role as a depth piece in the league. While he has never quite lived up to the same heights as his 21-22 season, Bunting plays hard and eats third and fourth line minutes without complaint. Having posted 14 goals and 19 assists last season between Dallas and Nashville, Bunting will be hoping for a new contract this offseason to continue his depth-scoring role. I predict that he signs with Vancouver and gives them 10 goals and 20 assists in a fourth-line veteran role.
Next, we're going to have our blocker, which now it makes sense, because we didn't have a relic, we just had the autograph. That's why the blocker's there. Anyway, after that, we have Tim Stützle with the Ottawa Senators.
Stützle has lived up to the hype as a third overall draft pick, and has bloomed into a star center and left wing for the Senators. Close to a point-per-game player in his career, Stützle seems to be able to adapt his game to whatever the team needs, whether it's goals or playmaking. In year 4 of an 8-year, $66 million deal, the 24-year-old will be hoping to better his 34 goals and 49 assists from last season. I predict he will be about the same, though, give him 30 goals and 50 assists for 80 points.
And our last card of this week is Adam Fox with the New York Rangers.
Finishing off the pack opening featuring a bunch of 28-year-old assistant captain defensemen is Fox. While he's only on a 7-year, $66.5 million deal instead of an 8-year, Fox has been another solid defenseman for the Rangers over his career. Primarily a playmaker, Fox has shown tremendous ability to set his teammates up over his career with 350 assists in 486 games. Last season, injury set his totals back, just 9 goals with 44 assists. But in a full campaign, I predict he will rebound with 12 goals and 55 assists.
So overall, a pretty good opening. We got our Michael Bunting there, which is, I think it's a sticker. Yeah, sticker auto, but nice little autograph Bunting there, especially if you're a Leafs fan like I am. And a nice Seth Jarvis to 75, 71 to 75. So I hope you all enjoyed our part 2, and I hope you tune in for part 3. Thank you, and have a good night.